Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out my channel. My name's Drew Dumas and I'm a hobbyist watch repair. I just want to make that really clear right from the start. I'm just learning how to do this and I just wanted to post these videos for fun and to share some knowledge with you. So this is a video of a project of mine, which is a Seiko 7009A 7009A movement. It's an automatic movement, and it has a couple of flaws. It has a broken balance staff, and the left-hand threaded screw on the second reduction wheel is also broken and missing. So you'll see that in the video. So I started by taking this movement out of the case. I hate the case for this watch, and the strap it's really bad, awful leather. So I took it out, and I didn't include that in the video. If you need help with that, there's lots of other videos on YouTube on how to do that, but we're at the point here of just the movement out of the case. So you saw me remove the hands there, and I know that I should be protecting the dial on this. I don't really like this dial either, truth be told, so I don't really intend on keeping it, so I'm not super worried about keeping it in great shape. You can just see me inspecting the hands here. You'll see that the hands aren't in great shape either. This watch must have seen a hard life. The second hand is not even straight, so I'll have to sort that out at some point. And you can see the date wheel, rather the day wheel, is somewhere between Monday and Tuesday, or Monday and the French for Monday. So we'll just flip it over and have a look at the backside to take the dial off. On these movements, it's not a dial retaining screw. It's kind of like a lobed cam, an ellipse, where you just loosen it and the cam puts pressure on the dial foot. So if you just loosen that off, it takes the pressure off the side of the dial foot and you can take the dial off. A little bit of wiggling to get it free. Also, I know I shouldn't be touching it with my bare hands, but this is my own watch. So again, not too concerned, and at this point it will be cleaned several times over before it goes back into any case, so there won't be any fingerprints left on it when I'm done with it. A nice shot of my hair. Sorry about that. Sometimes you have to get right over top of it. Again with the hair. A little bit of faffing around to get it off, but it finally came. The dial isn't really even flat. It's a little bit bent, so even the dial has seen some things. And on the day wheel, you can see there's a fair amount of scratches. Looks like it's probably from past people trying to take that clip off and having their tools slip, because they seem to originate right from where that piece is. There I am pointing it out. And even on the day wheel, the numbers are a little bit rubbed off. I don't think that's from anything other than just age, though. I might replace that, I might not. I don't really care that much about that. Alright, got the movement in a movement holder and flipped over. At this point, I'm just going to take the oscillating weight off, and you can see that the balance wheel is missing from this shot. So I'm just going to take the stem out. there's a little metal flap that sticks out when you pull it out to the time setting position, and you just need to push that down from the from the train of wheels side of the movement, and it will release the stem. Yeah, you see that the balance wheel is missing, and also the second reduction wheel is missing. Now I actually have the wheel. There's the wheel. It's just the screw that broke. So I just need to get a replacement for that. So I'm going to start by taking the oscillating weight off. All things considered, this movement's actually in pretty good shape. No real signs of corrosion or moisture problems in the past, so it's not going to be hard to get this one back to running reasonably well. Just some missing pieces. So at this point, we're flipped over to the calendar wheel side, the day and date wheels. We'll just get this clip off, hopefully a little bit more successfully than prior people. It is a bit tricky. There's a good way to do it with tweezers pushing in one direction, but this is a much larger clip, and I've never had much success moving it with tweezers. So at this point, I'm just going to remove all of the springs and wheels from the calendar side and set them aside for cleaning. You might see a few times in this video that my screwdrivers are magnetized, and it drives me crazy. But the good news is that as I was filming this, my new set of screwdrivers was actually delivered. So I didn't get to use it for this video, but you'll probably see them the next time I upload a video. So the new screwdrivers are not magnetized, which is going to be really nice. There's a perfect example. So now that we have access to all of the motion works underneath the day and date wheel, we have to remove all of these wheels and springs. And you have to be really careful when taking all of these springs off, because they have a tendency to fire across the room if you're not holding them down when they release their tension. So a word to the wise: keep a piece of pegwood or something on it while you're releasing the tension so it doesn't fly across the room. I believe this is where it happens to me. Boom. And you can see I froze there just to stop and listen for where it went. Thankfully, I found both pieces. One, and the spring itself. Okay, so I know that this is not the right way to remove a cannon pinion, but I don't have a cannon pinion removing tool, and I don't want to spend the money on it right now, so I am knowingly doing it this way because that's all I have. All right, over to the power side now, and we'll take the balance cock off, and you'll see that it's missing the balance wheel, but that will be replaced when this gets put back together. It's fairly easy to find a balance complete for this movement. If this movement is so popular, it was so popular, it was in many of Seiko's Seiko 5 watches, so there are thousands of these on eBay, and even new parts are really easy to find, so this is a good starting project. And you'll see me here realizing that I hadn't checked if there was any power yet. I was 99% certain that there was no power left in this movement, but that's how you would typically release the power on this, is just to move that little click spring aside. And the hole on this wheel actually has at least one, maybe two flat sides. It's really hard to tell, but it does, and it makes a difference when you're putting it back together. And I'm trying to show you here, but it still doesn't come out very well on video. And here you'll see me using that technique that I talked about at the very beginning of the video to remove this much smaller clip, where you're pushing the clip sideways with your tweezers, bracing against the pivot stem of the wheel. And that's the movement stripped all the way down to the main plate. So the next steps for this watch will be cleaning, and I don't have a watch cleaning machine, but I do have naphtha and an ultrasonic cleaner. So I will do that off camera. And in the next video, you'll see me reassembling and oiling. And I've got some Mobius oils on the way to do this properly. And if I don't have the replacement parts for this movement yet, I'm just going to reassemble it anyway. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you've liked this, hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks very much.